Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Melanie Hapisu. My channel is Sessions with Namloash, and it's Namloash because my middle name is Namloani, so Namloash is my nickname. So today's video is all about adulting. Wow, guys, this thing of growing up too fast is so serious, and I have a wonderful guest here with me that's just gonna take us through her journey of adulting. And so I'm just gonna let her introduce herself. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and your name, of course. So Karibu.
Thank you, Melanie. Hi, guys. I'm Vanessa Atika. I'm a 24-year-old student at Monash University. I am studying spatial design, which is also known as interior architecture. Fun fact, this is my second degree, so I'm also adulting in a different way, very fast. Besides school, I'm a digital content creator, so you'll find me on Instagram creating content related videos to makeup, food, hair, acne, and the like. I'm also a part-time photographer, so I'm in the creative field as a whole. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot. You're doing everything. You're doing everything. Guys, I'll make sure to actually just mention everything she's talked about down here. I'll link her Instagram and all the rest so you'll get to know her more. But I mean, Atika, let's just get right into it. You've mentioned that you're studying, and from the university you've mentioned, clearly it's outside our country, Kenya. And seeing that this is your second degree, I mean, I know you and I know you've not studied outside before, so this is the first time. Could you maybe just share your experience with us around how has it been studying outside the country for you, you know, having to live on your own, grow up fast? How has all that been?
I think it has its highs and lows, especially coming from like a household where you're living with your parents, your siblings, there's everyone around you 24/7. And now you're going to be miles, literally a whole day flight away from your family. So that kind of takes a toll on your mental health to some extent. But at the same time, you know, you like have to be strong and continue like soldiering on and remember what your purpose is when you're studying. So my university is in Australia, for those who don't know Monash University. I mean, the main university, which is in Australia, it has a branch in Malaysia. So I think what's helped me like stay sane or be comfortable in this environment is just having constant conversations with my family, having friends around, and even having friends from back at home in Kenya who check up on me 24/7. In terms of like the schoolwork, the teachers, the students, the environment, it's quite friendly in my opinion. The teachers are very friendly, the students are very friendly. It's a whole ethic of just helping one another. At the same time, one thing that I've noticed is that Australian universities actually, you know, give you that push into adulting in the sense that you'll find the students who are in uni, but at the same time, they have part-time jobs. So they're uni and adulting at the same time. So the timetable allows you to do all other things besides university work so that you can, you know, find yourself be in the right field that you'd like to be in. And the teachers are just very understanding, you know, like no one's judging you. Another thing that I would say, since that I was in Strathmore University for my first degree, which is business, one thing that I saw is like, you know, the teachers would like push you to come to class if you don't sign the roll, like you won't sit for exams, or, you know, you'll be cancelled out, that kind of thing. But in Australia, it's more of a, you're an adult now. No one is going to kick you out of bed to be in class on time. No one's going to kick you out of bed to like, show up for classes. At the end of the day, it's a you thing. So you have to manage all that, balancing school life, your own personal life now that you're growing up. Now that I'm growing up here for like 3 years, this is like my second year, just being by myself for a whole year before I get to see my family for like 2 seconds and come back to school again. So I think it's just the small factors of family and friends, and also the family friends that I have here that has assisted or aided me into adulting smoothly, as it would have been if I was just by myself or if I didn't have that kind of connection with my family or friends. Yeah.
Nice. I like that pressure of growing up because, to be honest, I sometimes I feel like in Kenya we are really babied. You know, when I get to talk to some of my friends who have had the privilege of studying outside, you know, like you or other people, you just get to learn how you actually need to just grow up really quickly. It feels like we're being babied so much in Kenya. And I like the fact that you've brought out the whole element of some people are in school and they also have jobs. So speaking of which, do you have a job there?
Unfortunately, no. This year, as we all thought 2020 would be our year, I had the intentions of like, giving out my CV for like internships, be it business related, since that was my first degree, or be it content creator related, since that's my side hustle, or be it interior and architectural related. But the pandemic came by and people are not hiring, the opportunities are not there. They might present themselves towards the end of the year, being in Australia, but at that point in time, I might be back in Kenya. So fingers crossed that when I'm back in Kenya, I might find an internship, to like practice architecture and design itself, since I already had experience in the business field, advertising field, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was just a bit of a downer because you're excited, to like working in Australia, working in a foreign country, and the wages are really good as well. So it was a bit disappointing, but I hope that next year I might get a good job here and just experience the work ethic and compare it to like back at home in Kenya.
Nice. I
Yeah.
actually wish you the best. I hope something actually comes through. I really respect those people who actually have to balance work and study. To be honest, in uni, I had the privilege of doing a full-time course and an evening course, and it was not a joke. So I can't imagine having to work, and then going to study. The pressure of work is enough. But I mean, that's good to know. But just going on with this whole conversation, do you think all this you've talked about, this whole adulting, you having to make new friends, you having to live on your own, seeing your family not so often as you expected to see them because you don't come home, I mean, every month or every day, is it something you think you are ready for? Or is it something you think you are actually somehow prepared for while in Kenya?
I think what I'd say is I'm really grateful to my parents for making me do my first degree in Kenya before I left to like to pursue now the degree that I wanted to pursue. Not that there's anything wrong with business. I'm grateful that they made me do business because now I can be an architect who's an entrepreneur who understands the business.
Yeah.
So that whole aspect of my parents making sure that I'm doing my first degree in Kenya, they even mentioned to me that, Vanessa, I think you're a bit too young to leave the country, and it might be a bit too hard for you to adapt to all these things that will come your way. So being in a university before and transitioning to another university was such a smooth sailing because I'm aware of how uni works, how teachers work, how students are, the kind of workload that comes with it. The whole myth that the second year is always the toughest and the roughest year. And I could see my friends complaining, and I'm here with adult advice that yes, second year is always one of the toughest years out of the 4, out of the 3. So I'm really grateful for my parents to just give me that step to be ready to like accept all these things that are happening when I'm in Australia.
Wow, nice. Thank you. I mean, you're actually encouraging me to study outside the country at one point. You're making me feel like I can do it. I think it's been my greatest fear. Something probably everyone wanted before they joined uni, but you just don't know how much work it takes. I mean, from your conversations, there are good times, there are bad times, and it's something pretty good to know. And so,
Yeah.
even as we just wind up the conversation, are there any last words or any tips you'd like to give young people who are really looking forward to studying outside the country, whether it's for joining uni for the first time or for those who want to pursue their second degree? Any tips you can give?
Yes. Funny enough, I think it was yesterday that someone emailed me asking about tips on finding a school abroad. And for me, it honestly took a whole year of trying to analyze which country I want to go to, which country has the best universities, which country, like for me, since I'm a Black person and we all know the world and racism, I wanted to go to a country that's a bit multicultural and at least the rates of racism are a bit low. So these are things that you should take into account, knowing that you're going to go abroad and interact with people in different ways. That people are going to be mean to you, that people are going to welcome you. So find a place that's much comfortable for you. Another thing I'd say is look at the university that you want to go to. For me, I was very direct. I wanted the university that had my course, which was interior architecture. And then I narrowed it down to the universities that offered that course. Another thing that I did was I went online to Google and I was like, what's the ranking of these schools globally? You know, what's the ranking of these schools in that country that you're going to? If you're going to the UK, what's the ranking of that school in the UK? For me, Monash University is top 5 in Australia and it's top 100 globally. And I was like, yes, that's the school that I want to go to, period. I'm not looking at any other university whatsoever. So you have to be aware of those things. The cultures that are present there, the kind of religion people practice, because religion, some countries are like led from religion. So if it's an Islamic country, it's basically off the Islamic religion, and the rules there are definitely different from like the UK. Like Saudi Arabia is completely different. So look into that, look in type of communities, the ranking of your school, how many, like the numbers that the country takes in for international students. There's so many international students in Australia. I think we contribute a lot to the GDP in these countries. We're literally, you know, we're the fuels of revenue. So like look into that as well. If you feel comfortable to go to a country where your family, friends are, your cousins are, or someone else, definitely feel free to go there. I feel like it would make you feel more comfortable since that there's someone close to you. And I feel that was the same for me, because I met a family friend back in Kenya who had a daughter, but they all live like in Australia and everything. So interacting with them in Kenya and then interacting with them in Australia made it like a smooth transition for me. But at the same time, guys, I feel like I'd say, you know, when you fear something, and then they say when you fear something, it's an urge that you should actually do it, go for it. But don't, you know, stumble across things and don't you know, overlook things and be naive and everything. Definitely do your research. But if you feel like you want to go study abroad, look at the universities. There's a variety of universities. Ask people questions. If I'm in Australia and you're interested in the university that I am, ask me questions. I'll more than glad to give you the opinion and what I think about Australia. Key factor, just do research 100% and then go for it when you're ready. Yeah.
You're a special Kenyan. Most Kenyans I know don't like research, but clearly you did a lot of it, which is such a beautiful thing because I mean, look at the results now. And so I'm really grateful. Thank you so much for coming here. I'm sure this is such a video that people are going to really appreciate. I'm sure there are 1 or 2 people who needed to hear this today. So thanks so much for coming. We really appreciate the tips that you've given us. We really appreciate that you've been able to share your story with us. And thank you so much. We look forward to having you again. So guys, that was it from us. I'll see you during my next video, but that's it from me and Atika. Bye.
Bye.